Hi guys, it's Paula. I hope you are doing well. Today I thought I would film a what I have pan on video. I have seen this video going around. Lots of panners, project panners have done this video. I am not exactly sure who to credit with doing this first, but my inspiration definitely came from a post in one of the YouTube groups I'm following, either the Pantastic Ladies or the Pan Fam. I'm not sure which one it was, but somebody who is also a member in one of those groups posted, "I need some inspiration, show me your pan, guys." And she was just asking anybody who was viewing that post to take a snapshot of their current pan and show it to her. Like, she needed that inspiration, either because she was frustrated that she wasn't hitting pan, or she was getting the urge to buy, or she was having trouble staying focused with the items in her project. I'm not sure, but I thought, wow, that's really interesting that she really needed that. That inspiration. So I thought, you know, if what I've been working on could be of any inspiration to any of you, then I'm happy to show you this. Also, I thought it would just be kind of nice for my own records and monitoring to do this like maybe every 6 months and see what's changed, what have I used up, what do I have new pan in on, what is just stagnant and not going anywhere, and that kind of a thing to just kind of reflect back on, you know, as time goes on and see where things are going with my panning progress. So I currently have 2 beauty products have pan and 33 makeup pans. There might be more that I did not identify. I am pretty confident that 2 minutes after I post this video on YouTube, I will find some product that I forgot about, but short of going through every single item and opening it, this is what I could think of, just kind of going through everything. So 35 pans. Some of these I'm currently working on. Most of these I'm not, and there are things that I've hit pan on previously and have put aside for now and hope to get back to at a later date. So let's get started. Let's go over the 2 body products first, since that's kind of boring. But I have pan on this body butter. It's the small container. You can tell how small it is. It's like half the size of the full-size one. But I have pretty decent pan going on in there. This is in my old makeup project pan. I am not posting updates on that project here on YouTube, but on my Instagram account. And I have been making good progress on this thanks to the ongoing crappy weather we've been having. I usually don't have any need for hand cream this late in the year, but I'm still using it. So I actually think I might get that done before the end of the year, which is great. I also have pretty respectable pan on this solid perfume from Victoria's Secret. Where you see all of that writing is where the pan is. This is in my drop 10 before summer. I use a little bit of this every morning after I take a shower, and the progress is just steady, but I do hope to have that gone by summer, June 21st. This ColourPop highlighter in Lunch Money is in my A to Z project pan. I like that pan. It's getting bigger and bigger. And here is my ColourPop Shadow and Drift that is currently in my peeping pans. I do have a sad report to give you guys. Hazel got to it. While I was filming my A to Z update that I posted last week, Hazel grabbed this off the table and ran into the kitchen, twisted off the jar, and dug her little fingers in. I saved what I could, but my perfect little pan is a little smushy. That Hazel, man, if you want to pan something, give it to her. She'll have it taken care of in 2 seconds flat. I was a little upset, but daughters over makeup, daughters over makeup. I just keep telling myself that. I have a couple of singles with pan in them. Yeah, none of those. This is my like everyday Z palette that I keep in the bathroom currently. And I'm going to take these out so you can see them. But currently I have this pink highlighter in my Birthstone Beauties project pan. Go on, buddy. This depotted highlighter that I'm using as a face powder that is also in my A to Z project pan. And this little matte white crazy shaped eyeshadow. Oh, it's gonna be hard to see because it's so light. This is also in my old makeup project pan. And the upper corner. I'm standing right in front of the window because it's so dark out today. There. Oh. Anyways, there's a pan in that corner right up here. I also have pan in this Tarte bronzer. This is the Park Avenue Princess. It came in a holiday set like more than three, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I really focused on this the latter half of 2016, right? Yeah, the second half of 2016 I was trying to pan this. I did hit pan and I really flattened it out kind of along the whole thing, but it's not gone yet. I actually am hoping to work on this later on in the year if I can finish the bronzer in my Pan That palette. That's my goal, is to get back to that and finish that up and get 2 bronzers out of here. Next, I have my baby Pan That palette. I don't talk about this a lot on YouTube. I've mentioned it a couple times, but last summer I was talking to a couple ladies on Instagram and we were all a little bit intimidated to do a Pan That palette with eyeshadows. I did do a Pan That palette last year, but it was all face products. So somebody came up with the hashtag baby Pan That palette, and I just thought that was so cute. And I was like, yeah, let's pan like something small, like a quad or not a full palette. And so I chose this Estee Lauder quad, and there it is. So, sorry, the mirror's right there. This was originally a matte cream eyeshadow that I completely finished, and this was a kind of pinky mauve eyeshadow that I completely finished, and I repressed 2 new shadows in that were in a broken trio. And then this has since fallen back out, so I've just left it out for now, and there's just a little bit of green shadow in there for me to use if I ever want to do a green eye look. But I use this highlighter every single day, and I have pan on that. Actually, this might be 36. I have to keep tally. I think I forgot to count this one. So I have pan on that one. This one I'm not counting as pan. These 2 are the original shades from this quad. And once these 2 are gone, I'm considering this baby Pan That palette panned, because the original 4 shades will be gone and I'm gonna pick a new one to work on. But I am trying like heck to finish off this peach shadow. I kind of put it on like way up here every day. I'm hoping I don't think it'll be gone by this update, but by next update. But I just have this little crescent right there to finish up. This whole side is cleared out, and there's just this little bit of product right down there, and it's gone. And then this is like probably the most boring matte brown neutral eyeshadow ever. I have used it on my lid, but because I have brown eyeshadows in my Pan That palette, I stopped really using this for January, February, March, and I was just really focusing on the shadows in my Pan That palette. And recently I have started using it as a brow powder. So I have a lot of products in my eyebrows right now, but this is one of them. And I feel like I'm making some slow progress. Obviously, just using it as an eyebrow powder is gonna take a while to make any progress, but at least I'm using it still, because I would love to just get those 2 shadows finished and knock them out for this year and call this project done so I can start a new baby Pan That palette. And then finally, out of the makeup I'm currently working on is obviously my current Pan That palette, my Pure Go Nude, and I'm gonna show you where it is today. Today is April 13th, 14th. Today's the 15th of April. And so I posted my month 3 update for Pan That palette about 2 weeks ago now. And I was hoping to do this last week, but I didn't have time. But I have 3 pans showing in here. I have recommitted myself to this shadow, this eye look I'm doing today. I've pretty much been wearing it every day and will be until I hit pan in these two shadows. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see that right there? It's pan. I wasn't gonna show you guys because I was gonna like be so excited for the update in 2 weeks, but it's so tiny. But tomorrow it'll be a noticeable pan there, and I'm so excited. I kind of thought I might hit pan in this one first, but I'm so happy to have pan. I'm meeting my goals, and so yeah, there's officially 3 pans in my palette today. There'll be 4 tomorrow. Okay. Here's some other products that I'm not currently working on, but have worked on in the past, obviously enough to get pan on. The first one is this mica eye base. I worked on this for about 1.5 years straight and got to this point. I am currently working on the e.l.f. eyelid primer in the with the wand, but as soon as that's gone, I will go right back to this and keep working on it. It was just kind of nice to take a break, and but this is a good primer. It's getting old. I'd like to finish it up. This might be one of my oldest blushes. It's the L'Oreal Touch On color. I think I talked about this in my Blushes Bay tag, because this is an oldie. And I was trying to pan this also in 2016. I made a ton of progress, but there's still a little bit of product left. I'd like to get back to this and finish this off. Soon, maybe this year, that would be great. I have 2 pans in this e.l.f. concealer quad. This is in the shade Deep. So if you have deep skin tone, you could use this all over your face, but I've been using it as a cream contour. So yeah, I have pretty good pans in these 2. These e.l.f. pans are pretty shallow and not too difficult to hit pan on. This is my Pan That palette for 2017, my Too Faced Natural Face palette. I know you guys have seen this a million times, but I have pan on the bronzer right there. All right, thanks to my Peeping Pans project and a little bit of work from last year, I have pan on 8 ColourPop Super Shock shadows. So let's go through those really quickly. This is Alchemy. And while I'm opening and closing these, I will mention, somebody recently made a comment like, pan in a Super Shock shadow doesn't count. You just push the product over and say you have pan. Obviously, I can't like prove to you that I didn't do that, but I'm not doing that. I'm not just smushing product around. It generally takes me between probably 15 and 30 uses before I even hit pan because of the way I use it. I'm not just digging my fingers straight down. I use only enough product to get the look I'm trying to achieve on my eyes, and that's it. So I'm not cheating, but I think these count as pan, don't you guys? I deserve credit. Ah. Pan. I hope ColourPop brings this one back. This is Shark Attack. Perfect one shadow look. Makes me look so awake. It's a great shadow. Bring it back, ColourPop. Bring back Shark Attack. That's a tiny pan. There it is. That's Sugar. And finally Bubbly. So those are all my ColourPop Super Shock shadows that have pan. Last year in the fall, I hit pan on 2 shadows, one in my Lorac 1 and one in my Lorac 2. They're tiny, but they count. This is Mauve, one of my favorite shadows from this palette. And in the Lorac 2, I hit pan in Beige, one of my favorite shadows from that palette. That one and Nectar, I love. Oops, that one right there and that one right there. That's the one I have pan in, but I love those shadows. So those have pan. Last year I was trying to do 3 palettes per month. I got that idea from Canoe. Do you guys follow Canoe here on YouTube and on Instagram? Canoe X Makeup. She had started 3 palettes per month, and the idea was to just rotate through some of your palettes on a monthly basis to try and use every shadow in each palette at least once so that you were getting better use out of your palettes. And I did that for about 3 months before I fell off the bandwagon and got back into panning mode. And it was nice. It was so nice to choose palettes every month and like do a makeup basket and use all these different shadows. But after 3 months, I was ready. I was frustrated that nothing was making any progress. And so I got back to panning. But while I was doing that, I actually did hit pan on quite a few shadows. Another one I did for 1 month work on like a self-made Z palette that has now kind of been dismantled and moved around, but this was one of the shadows that I hit pan on. This is actually from an old Gap quad. Yes, I used to buy Gap makeup. I think this is an old Prescriptives eyeshadow, back when Prescriptives used to be in the malls. I have pan on that. I also have pan on this Revlon single shadow. It's a huge shadow, and I was multitasking it as a face highlight and a, you know, like brow bone and inner corner highlight. And when the project ended, I stopped. This wasn't a project. I don't know which one it was, but whatever project it was in, when the project ended, I kind of put it back and took a break from it. But I would love to finish that up because that single takes up a lot of space. And that single came from a girlfriend of mine. I have several bits of makeup here that she hit pan on originally and then gave to me when she was kind of over it. And some of them, like that one, I've expanded the pan on, and others like this, she deserves credit for this. Her name's Jamie, by the way. I talk about her every now and then, but she kind of got me into my makeup obsession even before YouTube. We used to go to the mall together, and we would go to the department stores and see which makeup brand, like Clinique or Prescriptives or whoever, was doing a gift with purchase, Lancome, Estee Lauder. And usually those gift with purchases were like, spend $25 and you get this 7-piece bag of goodies, and we would hit those up like every week. It was so much fun. And so yeah, that was like 20 years ago, but she still buys makeup, and she still goes through her makeup every now and then and declutters, and it comes my way when she's feeling the need to purge. But this one was hers, and this is an old not Prescriptives, this is an old Physicians Formula Trio. And she loves this color. She keeps burning through these. She'll buy this trio, use this entire shade up, and then give me whatever's left because she doesn't really use these two. But you can see the pan right there. So Jamie gets credit for that one, as well as this Estee Lauder highlighter pan. That's Jamie. I actually have the same one. It was a gift with purchase, but mine looks like brand new compared to hers. Hers is actually loved, but she gave it to me, so now it's mine. And I'm counting it for the sake of this for like inventory purposes. The last 2 shadows I have pan on might also be credited to my friend Jamie. This is kind of like a bronzy blush color. This may have also been from a Prescriptives palette that I depotted. I don't think I hit pan on that. I think it was Jamie. And then finally, another Jamie pan is this one. It also may have been partially broken. I'm not sure. It looks a little rough around the edges, like maybe I cracked the product a little as I was depotting it. I'm not sure, but it's pan, so I'm counting it. So hopefully as I'm editing this, I will have been putting some numbers as I showed you guys each pan so we can get a full tally. I believe it's either 35 or 36 products that I currently have pan on. I don't know if my goal is to have more or less, but definitely different if I do this again in 6 months. I'm hoping that if I do this exact same video 6 months from now, when would that be? May, June, July, August, September, October. In October of 2018, that some of these will be gone completely. Some of these will have expanded, and there will be some new pans that have been added into this amount. So that's the goal, hopefully. So I also wanted to mention that I had a really awesome conversation with another YouTuber named Jessica Payne. I'm gonna link her video because she just recently posted the same video last week. It was just such a weird coincidence that we were both doing the video at the same time. But when I saw that she had done this video, I said, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same video. How awesome is that? But she had mentioned in her video, and I was like nodding, you know, when you're watching a video and you're like, yep, I know what you mean, girlfriend. She was talking about how typically once you hit that pan, it's that drive to finish the product really kicks in. Like you want to keep going so that it's gone, because you see that pan and it's so inspiring. You just want to expand the pan. You want the product to be gone. But of course, every panner knows that you also, if you truly do that, you really have to focus in on those products and use them exclusively, because it takes a long time to completely use a product. Hitting pan is just the first step in a long process of panning. So if you really want to finish the product, you got to focus in on it, which of course means everything else in your collection needs to pretty much go untouched, because if you're just spreading yourself out across your collection, you're never really gonna finish anything. And how panners like her and me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, are just constantly struggling with that. Like, do I focus in on hitting as much pan as I possibly can and say, oh, I have, 1,000 pans, or do I actually just hit pan and keep working on an item until it's gone? And she didn't have an answer for that conundrum, and neither did I. It's just the struggle we go through, and sometimes you want to play with a lot of your makeup and try a lot of different things from your stash and shop your stash, and other times you just want to finish that product because it is just like, I want it gone and I just got to keep using it until it's gone. But I will say that as I was pulling these items, and 36 pans was a lot, especially with the color, thanks to the ColourPop shadows, but 36 pans is very respectable, or 35, however many it is. And despite that, as I was pulling these products out from the office where I store my makeup, it was like, this is all I have? I have all of these makeup products and this is all the pan I have? How is that possible? Like, what have I been putting on my face for the last 20 years? Where is all that makeup? And the answer is, I don't know. There is so much makeup still that I have not even hit pan on, so much makeup that I still haven't even touched. It's really amazing. So it'll be interesting to see, how this develops over the next 6 months, and what new shadows I will have pan on, and which one of these I might have finished in that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching and commenting and supporting me. I appreciate it. I tell you guys that a lot, but I'm going to keep telling it to you because I really do mean it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.